Hi, Waqaa, it's Nikki with So Yupik. I'm so thankful you're here with me on All Things So Yupik. Today I want to talk about, I'm laughing because there's really not anything that can prepare you for this. So today I want to talk about I'm doing air quotes, the work-life balance of being a mom and how, excuse my French, that's complete fucking bologna sandwich business. And so this is going to be real raw podcast because my kids are running around the house playing. I actually have one on the iPad. I've got another one playing with her friend. And so if they come in to interrupt me, obviously, I share things that are real, right? And so if they come in here, I'm letting you know today it's a beautiful day out, and so they might be coming to run in here. And usually, as moms, we all know our kids, they know when we're doing something. And so they always find the perfect time to come in and bother you, that when you're on the phone or you're trying to, with usually me, I'm in my master's program. They will come in when I'm doing my homework, and like the whole day they'll be fine. But the minute I start something is when they come in and, they need me immediately, or they want me to play with them, or they want me to, get them something down from up high that, I've had all day to be able to get it for them. And so I just kind of want to talk about that, quote unquote, the work-life mom balance. I work throughout the year, this school year, as a school nurse, and I've really cut back on when I'm working because my youngest, he'll be 2.5 this month, June, next month, actually. Today's the last day of May. And so he'll be 2 next month, which is crazy. And so I've really decided that I have the ability to really hustle in the summer, teaching sewing classes, and to be able to set aside what I need. And then along with my master's program, which I'm doing to be a family nurse practitioner, and then also to be working. I was working 2 days a week as a school nurse at the high school, and I really loved it. I love working with my high school kids, and really discovered that I connect with them so well. And so, this whole thing about, work-life balance, as a mom and raising kids, there isn't one. And if you found one, I would really love it if you shared it with me, because I'm still trying to find out, how to do it all while keeping a straight, I don't know, just keeping it all together, keeping it all together. And so I have always found that if I am excelling in one area of my life, so like if I'm doing really good with my business, or if I'm making time for sewing and I'm doing all this stuff, or I'm teaching classes and I'm traveling a lot, that there are parts of my life where I am not excelling, right? Where I feel like I'm failing. And there's a lot of guilt that I feel when I take time away from my children, but also like I'm a person too, right? I was a person before having children. And so I really try to make time to find that time to where I can just be me. And I think it's really hard as moms because there's always that like tug and pull of like feeling like we have to be like there for our kids always. But we have to remember as moms, like we are, we were people too. Like we were, career driven maybe before kids, and And I know that I struggle still with that feeling of like being at home. Like, I know that I can't be home 24/7. And I find that if I'm home a lot, like, I kind of start to get a little bit stir crazy. And so, but also there's the fact that like I find, and I hate that I say this and I hate that I feel it, but it's just how I feel. I hate that I find my purpose when I'm working, right? Like, I find that's how I get like, and I can't think of the word right now, I'm drawing a blank, but like that's where I find my purpose when I am working, or when I don't know. And I wish I didn't feel that way. Like, and that might be the childhood trauma survivor in me, like always needing to go above and beyond, and like always overachieving and always needing to excel at things. And instead of just being present in the moment and just being thankful that I have the ability to be able to be home with my kids so much. And because it is a privilege, right? I know that I am in a position where I am really thankful to where I am today because I have worked so hard. And I do hustle in the summertime when I teach classes. I really try to get, I try to get as many classes as I can. At the same time, I'm taking time away from my kids, or if I bring one of my kids, then the other kid is at home. And so there's that guilty feeling. And as moms, we're really good, at least I am, I don't want to speak for all of you, but I'm really good at the guilt game, right? Like really good at feeling like, feeling guilty. Even when I go to the store, I feel like I need to bring one of my kids because I feel like I'm leaving them, like I'm abandoning them. And there was a realization when I was going to teach a class, and I think I was going for one night. I was supposed to be gone for 2 nights, but I came home after one night because I felt so guilty. But as I was driving, I realized in Cooper Landing, like, all of my self-healing journey has been self-driven. It's been me, seeking out books and podcasts and YouTube, going to therapy through BetterHelp. And then now I have a therapist locally, which I'm so thankful for because she's amazing. And she's also Alaska Native, that is a really cool thing. And I'll talk more about that because it's really nice to have a therapist who is Alaska Native, who kind of understands like just our lifestyle and how, how family is so intertwined and all of those things. But I realized when I was going to teach a class last summer and I was really struggling with it, that me leaving to teach a class for one night, I was not abandoning my children and I was not neglecting them. But it was a really hard realization because I was associating my childhood experiences with me and associating those feelings, and I would always feel so strongly. Like I have always had really bad anxiety, and I think the anxiety comes from kind of growing up in that chaotic environment and always catastrophizing events. And like I said, I'll go more into this once I kind of start diving into mental health and childhood trauma, because I could talk for hours about that, right? And I really love to share because I wish somebody would have told me all of these things when I was younger, or at least I had someone to be like, like, you're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. And here you can hear my little one. He's coming. But the work-life balance, if you see someone who's excelling in one area, they might be struggling in another area. We're not always going to be the best we can be in all areas of our lives. And that if, like I said, if I am excelling in my business, I am also...
Can I hold you, Mommy?
I can hold you. I am also, struggling to spend time with my children. And when I'm teaching classes, I'm away from my kids, and there's really a guilty feeling that I feel. It's not as bad anymore, but I used to feel it really bad. And so I have decided to start this to kind of show, and I really wanted to kind of talk about, like the quote unquote, the mom work-life balance. And it's hard being a stay-at-home mom. Nobody really talks about like the difficulties of like staying at home. And I don't know if you were like me, but I struggled really bad with postpartum depression and postpartum rage, postpartum, there's one more, anxiety. I had all of those things, and it was bad. I mean, please don't. Here, can you go bring this to Allah?
No.
Can you go bring that to Allah? She needs it for her girls.
No.
Can you bring it to Allah?
No.
No?
I don't need to.
Can you go get your water? Where's your water?
It's on the table.
You want to go get your water and bring it to me? Can I have a sip of your water?
No.
You want to ride your bike to go get your water?
Mine. Can
Yes.
I get mine? Mine. Can I get mine?
Okay.
My water.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hold on.
Water.
All right. I'm back. I had to get him outside for a minute. But I just wanted to share on how there's really no work-life balance. And if you have figured it out, I would love to hear what you do. And I think as moms, we all just try and find what works best for us and just try to, get kids on board with it. I've found that with my little ones, routines are always best. It's summertime though, so it's really hard to kind of stick to routines. But I've found that kind of staying to sort of a routine and really just try to get them outside as much as we possibly can. That's something that I really work on. And I think it's great because with my sewing room back here, my kids can just kind of play outside and, just really try to get them to be as creative as possible. A friend and I were talking the other day, and we were just kind of talking about the kind of differences that kids have now. Like, I remember as a kid, we just kind of were left to our own devices to just go and play. And I mean, we played all day and played with kids in the neighborhood. And, we ran around town and played at parks and, walked to each other's houses. And I honestly, I don't ever remember, my dad leaving out, trays of food for us. With my kids now, if they have play dates, it's almost like they're always supervised and they're always being watched and making sure they have the right car seats. And so as a kid, I don't think we had car seats. I mean, I don't know. I was talking with this, and I just don't remember were we in car seats or did we have booster seats or how did that work? And so, it's so different with kids now. And this will be a whole nother topic because I can talk about what it was like growing up in a small town of Bethel and how my childhood is completely different from my children's childhood in the sense that there's so much technology now. And I think that's really taking a toll on mental health for children and teens and even adults. I mean, I'm guilty myself. I find that when I'm stuck on my phone, I'm needing to kind of disassociate, or maybe I just want to just kind of take time away from what's going on in my life. And so I'll be on my phone watching, videos or scrolling, and instead of being present in the moment. And that's when I know that I'm having a hard time. And, around my brothers, with my brother's passing, I've noticed that I'm spending a lot more time on my phone, and it's just kind of I'm trying to keep my mind busy. But back to the mom work-life balance, I kind of chuckle about it because there's really not like, there's really no right or wrong way. I think society is really good at, you know, it's hard for moms not to absorb the information, you know, like as moms, we're supposed to go back after how many weeks after having a child. And with having my C-section, like, I don't even think, like, I was down for a long time after, and it was really hard. And then having my surgery last year to have the fibroid removed, like, that was really hard. And the, you know, I'll go into all of that more later. But I just want to share, like, I struggle, like, as a mom. Hey! I struggle as a mom, and you just ran. Good job, big guy. You gonna go run again? No. I'll time you on your mark. Get set, go. Go run to the swing and back. Go, go, go. You gonna run to the swing? Go get where's your bike? Go get your bike.
Where's it?
I don't know. And so I just want to share, like, I struggle. I struggle a lot, and especially with my childhood trauma. I don't know. Where is it? Especially with my childhood trauma that I'm working through it. There's a lot of triggers that I work through. I'm a lot better. One of the biggest things that really triggered me, especially with having kids, was the messes. And I learned as ACOA, Adult Children of Alcoholics, I learned that I struggled with messes, and that was because I was trying to control my environment, because growing up, my childhood was so chaotic and so unpredictable around my mom's addiction to alcohol. And so I really struggled with that. And so me controlling my environment was a way to feel safe. And I'll go into more of, you know, those other things that kind of come from childhood trauma and how we respond and how we kind of keep our bodies safe. And so there was a lot of things as a mom that I learned and really had to work through, because it wasn't the scenarios that I was in that was affecting me. So like being in a messy house, that's not affecting me. It's the fact that I'm trying to control certain things. And so I have learned to kind of work through it. There's lots of things that I'm still working on, because like I said, I have 3 decades of childhood trauma that I'm working through, and it's a lot. It's a lot of unpacking my bags and trying to, you know, put things in their places and work through things where I need to work through them. And so, again, I just kind of wanted to hop on. I was thinking about this last night and how there's really not a good balance that you can have. And oh, okay. Don't play in the car then, okay? Yeah, okay. Don't play in it then. But how there's not really a balance. If one area in your life, like if you are excelling in one area, then in one area you might not be doing as good as you wish. But obviously we do the best that we can in those situations. And I know that I struggle with trying to want to do too much with having little ones, and I really need to just kind of scale back and just really enjoy these moments, because, you know, everyone always says, oh, you're going to miss this. And I do, but at the same time, like, it's hard. It's really freaking hard to be a mom and to try and work, or even if you're not working, but it's really hard to try and be a mom, to keep like on top of everything. And so if you're a mom and you're struggling, I see you, I am you, I feel you. Like I know I'm right there with you. And so I just want to say, Quyana Chuck Norris, for being here with me, and kind of, if you listen to this whole thing, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to leave me a rating, please do so. Like I said, I'm figuring this whole thing out. I don't have it all worked out, but I just know that this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm really passionate about just like talking and sharing and just validating you. Like, I see you doing the hard work, and I think you are freaking amazing, and I wish you all the best. And again, as always, Quyana Chuck Norris. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Just let me know what you think. I hope you have a good day. Quyana.